Folks, Russ Bushman here. Just back on the trail again. Back to my base camp. It's about a 5-minute walk from the road, so it's not too far. Plan this weekend, I'm sorry about the shaky cam, plan this weekend is try to clear some of those trails out. Yeah, see the best I can do. Now today I'm not going to be doing much, just doing firewood, but that's pretty much it. So stay tuned and hopefully we'll head to these trails. Let's follow. So yet again, apologies for the shaky cam. Just going through the trail, or the track. Now originally this was a car track. It has been used over the years, not much. Now last time I came up here there was some loose livestock, some cattle on the other side of base camp. So we'll see what's here. It all should be pretty much the same. Stay tuned and I'll be right back. Kia ora folks, Russ Bushman here. So I made it to my base camp. I'm here at the moment. What's the plan today? Not much. All the plan today is just gather some firewood, stockpile for the next 2 days. The plan tomorrow definitely is check out those trails as last time, just behind me here, over here, just down there. Check out those trails and see where they lead me. Now Google Earth has updated this trail, so now you can actually see the gorse, unlike last time where you could not see the gorse. There was no gorse coverage whatsoever. Ever since I've been here, I think just people from the farm, that's my other land across the road that people are hiring out to use as a farm, leasing out. They've been across here because they do have livestock on here, not much though. This is more like you'd say it's like an overfill. It's like an overfill dry livestock. So there is some livestock here, and possibly up in these bushes too. But that's alright. But yeah, not much. I got a machete this time. I've got two. I'm testing out a new cookery I just purchased. I just want to see what that's like for me. And if it doesn't work out, then hey, at least it's plan B. At least I have plan B. But as I said, yeah, I think there might have been some people in the last 2 weeks since I've been here. It's been 2 weeks now. Nice day. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow too. It's supposed to be about 20 degrees Celsius, and then tonight we should be about 9, 10. So it's pretty warm. I could have brought even blimey, what are they called? Wool blanket. Could have brought a wool blanket, but I didn't. I just got my sleeping bag, my Chicks 3-piece sleeping bag, which I've modified. All I've done is taken out the liner, the linen liner, because it's just crap. It's just horrible. It just holds the cold, and I forget what you call it, conduction. It's bad conduction. So all I've got in there instead is 100% wool pile and wool backing sleep underlay. It's about the same weight, but it'll do a lot better job because it's wool. It's going to retain 70% of that heat even when wet. So even if I have smelly feet from the day and my feet are full of moisture, it's still going to keep me toasty warm. But you know, we're starting to head into summer now. It's starting to get really hot. Just a little news I've heard about this block. Apparently, we don't know if this is true or not, but apparently some people have been logging on this block. We don't know if it's their own family. We don't think so. So people have been using the trail as from last time at the start of the trailhead. It's just the initial bit down that hasn't been used. Everything else has been bulldozed, from what I gather from Google Earth, because the trail is quite wide and it's quite definitive on Google Earth. Like you can really see it from a well-used road. That's how detailed that structure is. We got some nice views up here. I can see some, I think it's some martai up here. There's a Cody, my great-great-grandfather, the old fella's house up here, up behind this gorse. Way up on that other hill too is my great-great-grandfather's house. Now he planted the Cody up there. I'm just gonna swivel the screen around so I can frame a better shot. I apologise for the shake. You see that big mighty tree up there? That's Cody. That's a coniferous tree. My great-great-grandfather, along with my great-grandfather, along with several other great-great-grand-uncles, you could say, they were the ones who planted a lot of these native trees. Not the tea tree, not the squash, obviously, but all the trees right up on this ridge, and about 4 or 5 k's that way on the top of the range, on the second block, they planted all that. Because originally there was Cody in here. When Europeans came here, they pretty much deforested all the Cody, so they replanted it back, and now it's for future generations like my generation to appreciate, and for you guys to appreciate. You know, this is quite a rare find, finding Cody in the Waikato. You don't really find Cody in the Waikato, or the Waikato, as some people call it, because Cody's it is a protected species. But since it's Māori land, it's a bit more difficult. It's harder to protect too, because it's run by trustees. So it's quite hard to protect. But yeah, anyway, see if I can get that Cody back in frame now. She's a beautiful tree. And that tree was planted, I think, along with several others around about the turn of the century. Maybe 1900s, maybe 1899, maybe 1905, somewhere in there, but it's definitely over 100 years old. There were some older trees over here that were planted by hand, by man, long time ago. Some of them have been unfortunately cut down and logged, unfortunately, which is a shame really. But you know, I've always got plans anyway. I've got plans to up here along these ridges. Once I clear the trails, as I said guys, it's going to take me a while because I can only do 2-3 day trips a week, which I could do more, but I just can't afford to at the moment. I'm working at the moment and studying full time, so I'm trying to jam pack it all in, but it's working. I've got a beautiful bird over here. Sorry if I get distracted guys, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's beautiful though. But anyway, yeah, it's not really bushcraft, as most people call it. I am pretty much not in the bush, but I'm right next to the bush. But as I said, because this is my own land and it's not public trails, I have to maintain all these trails myself. And some of the beginning of these trails are quite overgrown with gorse. The rest should be quite clear, except for maybe up to, there's a small little clearing, but just full of gorse again. That's where I was originally going to put my base camp. It was at the confluence of two forks. The ground, from what I heard from my uncle, is pretty solid. But yeah, we're still going to have fun. We're still going to have a crack at time. We're still going to practice some skills, see some of this beautiful landscape. Like seriously guys, Cody up here. Right up here you got some ash. I think there's some rimu. There's kahikatea, not at this start bit, around here. Way over that range. Maybe later on today if I get time, after getting some more firewood and some twigs gathered. I've got bark anyway, I was collecting on the trail on my way here, which only takes 5 minutes. Get some twigs going. I might try to go to my great-great-grandfather's house up on the hill and try to get some better shots for you guys of the native trees. And as I said, some of these trees are actually planted. They're not natural. They were cut down and they've been replanted by man over 100 years ago. Some trees were planted, I think, 1870s, 1880s. So they're well and truly 125 years old. And the good thing with Cody is that it can grow over quite high. You know, we're talking 50 meters plus, in excess of 2,000 years old. It's one of the oldest living trees in the world. Not the oldest, but one of. A lot of uses for it too. Sorry folks. So yeah, not really much in the mix. as I said, I'm at my base camp. You guys have seen it from last video. It's pretty boring, you know. It's just a lot of neglected infrastructure. Like, we got some abandoned vehicles over here, some abandoned I forget what you call these, cattle runs, stockyard runs over here. So there's not much to it. But yeah, I've got some water. I'll gather some more water later. As I said, I might go up this hill at the back of me, check it out. But aside from that, I'm just going to pretty much hang around here. I rebuilt my windbreak up. It's pretty hoary, pretty budget. It will do for the next 2 days, you know, because the whole point of this journey today is, well, today and tomorrow, is to yeah, just clear those trails, or see if I can clear those trails. Then go from there. According to the activity from Google Earth and from what I've heard from my own family members, right, is that some people have been here and some people have not. So some of my own family have been here. But yeah, I apologise for the shade too, you know. I'm rocking a new hat at the moment. It's pure leather. It's an Australian outback, like a drover hat, you could say. Some people will call it a cowboy hat. So yeah, yeah, rocking a new hat because it's starting to get into summer. It's getting hotter. My oilskin hat, there's no real need for it. I do have wet weather gears. I've got oilskins. I've got a Zelt barn half-man tent shelter, which becomes a poncho, which I figured out. I was going to do some research on the internet about that, but I figured that out. If I have some time, I'm going to try, not succeed, not remotely know what I'm doing, but I have a fair idea, but I'm going to try to do maybe a hand drill fire set, or maybe a bow drill fire set. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I have time. That's about it though. So yeah, today's plan, just cruise around, enjoy the sun. I'm going to have a tea break soon, shortly, so I'm going to have something to drink. Just a tiny little lie down. Not much of a lie down. I don't want to go to sleep all of a sudden. So I will have a little short lie down and see where that takes me. Apologise if I'm moving a lot because the sun's right over me, so I'm trying to get the best angle for you guys so it's crystal clear. But yeah, you know, it's a bit of, you could say, rural bushcraft. But I'm going to try to do some more bushcrafty things anyway. As I said, guys, try to do a bow drill set, because we got tea tree. A lot of guys don't know tea tree is good firewood for New Zealand, but it's also exactly, I wouldn't say exact, but similar to pine. Real similar to pine. The properties you can use it. You know, you got tea tree pitch or tea tree sap resin. You can use it to make tea tree pitch, and I've got actual historical notes of both Pākehā, European and Māori making pitch, a type of epoxy resin, similar to Spinifex and similar to what's called pine pitch, very similar. The bark's very similar. You can use it to make a Bushman's tea. Yeah, that's what I might actually have shortly, and I'll see if I can find some young leaves here, but I'll have a bit of a Bushman's tea. But yeah, not much today, guys, just cruising around, enjoying the weather, get some firewood. Might try to make some natural cordage today. I've worked with harakeke with some flax before, when I was younger, quite a few times, but in the last 10 years or so, you know, I have not worked with it at all, so it's a bit of getting used to. But I know the properties of how to do it. You cut it at an angle, always cut it at an angle, never cut it straight across. You should never cut a flax straight across, particularly with Māori. I'm not so sure why exactly, it's just always been like that for Māori. It's always cut on the diagonal, never straight across. So yeah, I might try to work with some harakeke today, probably tomorrow. Yeah, as I said, tomorrow we'll check out those trails, see where they take us. But yeah, see if I can clear those out. Try to work my way up to the area I want to set up my base camp. So yeah, I shall see you soon, guys. Kia ora, folks, and welcome back. Well, I was splitting some tea tree for my firewood for the next 2 days, for tonight and tomorrow night. And I stumbled upon a hoo-hoo grub. Now these are quite a delicacy all over the world. Here they're called hoo-hoo grubs. Over in Australia they're called witchetty grubs. It's basically just an insect that burrows, and then it's a larvae, and then it will grow into eventually what they call gypsy moths. And I just found it up in here. Made its way through, so it's burrowing through. So yeah, that's all I'm doing at the moment, just splitting this down. Yeah, I think I'll find this fellow at home. Not the hoo-hoo grub eating type, even though I've eaten them before, but yeah, I just thought I'd fill you in with that. Kia ora folks. So I'm done for my firewood for today. I've got enough firewood. I should have enough for maybe tomorrow night as well. I might have to split some more, but that's okay. What I'm doing now is I just had a bit of a short scout up the hill, up towards my great-grandfather's house. They seemed to clear a lot of that gorse I was having troubles with the first time, so that's great. What are the intentions for it? I think it's just for grazing, just for extra stock from across the farm, which is literally across the road. But yeah, we'll go for a little intrepid journey today, since we have a couple hours of daylight left, and I don't really feel like starting the fire just yet, because it's too early. So, and I'm not that hungry. I've got my water with me, so I've got my canteen, got my knife in there. I won't need it, you know, but pays to play it safe. But here we go, let's go. Okay, so here's the little trek up the hill. Now this is used for farmland, folks, so bear that in mind. But we will get to the bushcraft bit next. Up here is the track, another track. Last time I came through, this track was just a little stock track, real tiny thing, muddy as, lots of gorse. And there's a fence line up there, with loose branches. That used to be all thick gorse. We're talking really thick gorse. So it's actually great to clear a lot of the gorse away. Speaking about the gorse, there is a lot of gorse on this property. As you'll just see yellow everywhere, even in the bush. I'm going to get to that in a second, okay folks? So just bear with me in mind. Okay, so this paddock's also used for stock. I was having a little walk before, just up this hill here, and there's a lot of rabbit signs, folks. Unfortunately, I don't have any trapping gear with me. I could make snares if I wanted to. I'm not that fussed because it is late spring and our farm across the road, Paritata, which I'll show you in a sec, they do use this land still, so just paying respects to them. I think I won't be doing any trapping today, because that's not the whole point of these 2 days out here. It's about that, but don't worry, there's more of it. I'll show you. Hold on folks, see what I told you folks? These rabbit holes all over the place, they're everywhere. I suppose that's great. Maybe during winter I might do some trapping, try it then, I might add it to a trapping series. But yeah, we'll get there. So I'm halfway up the hill. It's not that far from my base camp. My base camp, the RV, is just literally over here. It's just over that little hill. That's it. It's not far. It's really close to the stream, and that's what I like. This was a totally different ballpark. All this was thick gorse, real thick. Now the good thing is, they have taken a lot of the gorse out, so they've re-cleared the track. This is the original driveway for this house. And this house I'm showing you here is very special to me, very dear to me. This is my great-great-grandfather's house, built from the 1800s, still standing. Now, over the years, certain family members, including my great-grandfather, renovated it, you know, keeping up with the times with the early 1900s, 1930s, 1940s, and so on. I believe my great-great-grandfather passed away. He was pretty old. He was about 85 when he died. And this is really important to me, guys. And I thought I'd show you this house because the man who built this house, the man who lived here, my great-great-grandfather, when I learnt about him, I found so much history, so much information about him. He was a legendary bushman who basically helped found a lot of this area, a lot of the farm fences. He helped out a lot of the park here with farming, hunting, medicine. He was legendary for his time, and he was well respected throughout the Raglan community. But he truly, when I found out about him, it truly lit the sensation inside me to want a bushcraft. Because I always liked the bush as a kid. I might have mentioned this to you guys last time. I've always loved the bush as a kid, loved it. Just hiking and tramping, that was my thing. But now, ever since I found out about this land, it's even better. So now what I'm going to show you guys is, see, I'm going to try zoom here. I apologise if my zoom is crappy, but a lot of this gorse, sorry for the shake, a lot of this gorse, right, has been burnt down. That's good. So this is it, folks. Great-great-grandfather's house. Still standing, 1800s style. Inside, now I'd love to show you inside, but it's very important to me and it's very sacred to my family. But I will tell you what's still inside. You still got the original coal range. That's alright, you still got the original coal range. You got an original coal range heater for the hot water system, which also heated the water for a really old school type of washing machine. It was one of the first types around in New Zealand. But yeah, I'll show you the rest of this block. Now they've, sorry for the shake, but they've cleared a lot more gorse. As I'm filming this, folks, I can see a couple of kārearea in New Zealand, falcons. Now, my long lifetime dream is to actually train one for, get this, search and rescue. That's why I want to train one. Of course, it's going to take a long time, of course, and a lot of money, but I believe it's worth it. Because eventually, once I pass my masters, I can pretty much pick up a job anywhere, you know, conservationism, nature guides, teaching bushcraft courses, that sort of thing. But up over here, the last time I came, this was, sorry about the zoom, folks, there's a tree line up there. Now there's a fence line too. Now over that fence line, I will tell you guys, it's not on my block, so it's not on my land, but there is an original pre-1769, that's right, pre-1769, pre-European remains of a Māori pa, a Māori fortification or fortified village. Now, just in this area, here's the family's farm here, folks. That's Paritata. I'm just zooming out, sorry. That's Paritata, folks. This is also my family's land, and several other families. But basically how it goes is there's three main families, but we're all, I wouldn't say not all related, but we are literally the same family, literally. What happened back in the days was they took different names, different Christian versions of the same name. So it is literally the same family. But at the moment it's rented out. I've got a couple uncles and cousins working up at on the farm as well. So there is family interest in there. It's leased out at the moment to a pakeha. But that's alright, you know, at least they're using the land and it's great, it seems to be doing well. But yeah, back to the bush. Now there's the tree line there. I might go check that out, maybe tomorrow, if I have no luck with the trails. There's some more, there's a kahikatea stand I can see over here. I'll just apologise for the shake. There's a kahikatea stand over there. Now, that's not actually on my land, unfortunately. But that's alright. So we got all this here. Now this is what I wanted to show you guys. You'll be blown away, because there's so much of it. Now, behind us is great-great-granddaddy's house. And this would have been a pleasure. We're talking about, you know, late 1800s, when he woke up every morning. It would have been a pleasure to see. Quite a sight. But here it is. This is the bush, folks. See that? And you can literally, as I mentioned last time, there's a bush line over here underneath my thumbnail. That's a straight west to east line that runs for the next 10 k's in this direction. And that's just all one block. And this is my land. This is my bushcraft land. And there's a lot of, I hate to say, you know, trying to say it like a gourmet chef would, but there's a lot of tasty options for wood. We're talking edible foods, things that I've heard about that are edible here. There's so much here. There's so much. It is a plethora of bounty. I'll just do a quick zoom for you guys. Here it is. You can see the bush line, and we go east to west, and it's just hills and ranges. This tree, folks, as I was mentioning before, I'm doing a slow zoom. This is one of the original trees. This is a Cody, right? It's Cody. Now that's one of the original trees that my great-great-grandfather planted, along with several other family members. My great-great-uncle, and I think my great-granduncle, yeah, great-granduncle and great-great-granduncle and great-great-grandfather. This is what they laid. All the Cody here. Now, there's a trail along here. You'll see a natural ridgeline down where my base camp is, which is down over here. There's this trail that goes up. That trail is literally one of the borders for this block. Now, this is only one block. This block in particular is about 300 acres. Now, the problem is there's lots of gorse. That's not a problem though, because that's only at the start. A lot of these trees, apart from the tea tree and that, so a lot of these trees, as I said before, a lot of these were hand planted by man, by my great-great-grandfather, for my own generation to enjoy. And I want to keep that going, you know. And as I mentioned, there's a couple hundred acres big. It's not as big as the pure virgin one, which is, you know, 9 or 10 k's that way, towards the east. But what I plan to do is, I plan to try to get a working bee involved to help clear some of this gorse, a lot of this gorse, and to also replant it with native species. I also aim to do a lot of pest control, getting it back to the way how things are supposed to be. No gorse, no pests, no cowrie dieback. There is no cowrie dieback in this block. That's a good thing. The bad thing is there could be cowrie dieback, sorry. So there's that. So all in all, folks, you know, it's quite a wonderful view. And as I said, it just is endless. It goes on for ages. And yeah, this is not public land. This is not even private land. This is Māori land, which is even better. So yeah, there's lots of things to do on this land, but for today I'm just going to sit back, kick back, relax, wait till about another few hours. We've still got at least 5 hours of sunlight, so I might just have a little rest, kick back, and let's just bound this bush. But hopefully soon, within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be up in here, and we're going to be doing some bushcraft, and we're going to be building the base camp, and we're going to be doing lots of things, folks. I've got lots of things planned. So stay with me, and I shall see you later on tonight. Well, folks, tonight we got Earl Grey tea. We got some water on, boiling up, and then the billy, and also we got this. This is my modified version of a simple bannock. It's a little bit crunchy. I like it like that. Some people don't like their bannock like that. This is a modified version because it's a more of a Kiwi version. So it's your basic bannock, what we would call here in New Zealand damper, in Australia. So it's basically just the basic bannock mix without the salt. It's got some sugar in it, cinnamon, custard powder, and desiccated coconut. So it's more of a Kiwi thing. So it's sweet bread. It's not overly sweet. It tastes more like a pancake. I've tried it with pancake mix before. Even the instant pancake mixes, you can just, you know, break it up and it'll be good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the bannock. And what I'm going to try and do, break off some. I was just cooking this in the cold, so that's why. Oh, it came out alright. Just sort of like a sponge cake. It's top notch. You guys should definitely try it sometime. I know might be seem like I'm camping to you guys, which I pretty much am. I love to do, you know, the proper bushcraft thing, but as I said, all that bush, it's overgrown, no trails, so I gotta whack those out, and yeah, but that's my plan for tomorrow. But yeah, just gonna sit back and relax, watch the sun go down. Got the billy of water for the morning, so that's nice and hot. Don't know what time I'm going to wake up. Whenever I wake up, I'll wake up. Pretty much after this, I'm just going to keep the fire going to about 9. Then let the coals die down by themselves. That way they should last the morning. And yeah, I just have to blow it back into flame and it should be good to go for a cup of tea in the morning. I might have some more breakfast in the morning. Probably not. I'm not so sure. But yeah, that's tomorrow's plan. Check out those trails. And see where they go. I'm also going to check out the back of my grandfather's house, as I was showing you guys before. There are some trees up there, so I might try maybe a lightweight setup one night, like a quick overnight there. The problem is I'll have to come back down here to get my water. Other than that, it should be fine. So yeah, I shall see you soon. I'm going to enjoy this bannock. Seriously guys, try it. Just your basic bannock mix. Instead of using white or all-purpose flour, I use self-raising flour. I don't use baking powder. I cut the salt, bit of custard powder, and whatever sweet things you like. You can try it with dried fruits. I've tried it before. Mine's got cinnamon in it, custard powder, desiccated coconut, teeny bit of sugar. It's just sweet, but it's not too sweet. And it tastes like a pancake. And it's really nice. So try it guys, make sure you try it. Okay,
Morning,
see you in the morning.
Plan today is hit those trails and see what's there. I'm also going to have a short scout of that area behind my great-great-grandfather's house. Check out that bush area. Yeah, and see what it's like. It was a pretty good night last night. It started to get chilly about 5 o'clock. It's around about 8, 9. It's not too bad. It's going to be a good day today, so it'll be a good day to hit this trail, so I'll see you soon.
Well folks, I made it to the top of that tea tree area I was telling you about before. It's quite a nice view up there. They've obviously cleared it, probably for the farm across the road. That's alright. But here we go. There's not much. It's just a little sliver of bush. That's all there is. So that's a bad thing. Looks like these tea tree are quite tall too. I think this is a different variety to the variety I have down at the base camp. I think this could be actually kanuka, not manuka. They're both the same family, both the same type of tree. One's just got white flowers and one doesn't. One has soft leaves and the other one's prickly. But they do pretty much the same job, so there's not much here. It's just this little clearing here. I'm going to check it out now. Pretty beautiful view. Everything from up here. Let's have a look. Here, as you can see, there's not much here. It's just this little area here. So really on this side there's not much at all. I mean, there's a lot of tea tree, a lot of tall stuff, which you could probably use for structural needs if you wanted to. Even dating back all the way to the 1800s, a lot of the roads built by pioneers were actually using tea tree. A lot of roads in the Waikato were actually built on swamp. So they use tea tree as a basic course, and then you just pile the road on top. Most of them are still standing today. Most of them. Not all of them. So yeah, there's not much here. We learnt that. Check out this view. Beautiful. So you can see the Makoti, you can see all the bush now. It's just my auto exposure. Refocusing. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that bush. Beautiful. Well, we'll see you in a bit. Kia ora folks, Ross the Bushman here. What I thought I'd do today, I was going to check out the trails. I'll have a short scout, just scope it out, see what it's like. It's only about a 5-10 minute walk from here, so it's not too far. So I'll have a quick scope it out, just check it out, see what it's like. What else? I'm going to try, since it's getting pretty late in the day, I'm going to get some more firewood. I've got enough for tonight anyway. I thought I'd just get a bit more, because I'm cooking some more bannock. Trialing out another recipe. It's another sweet one, just without desiccated coconut. But yeah, just your ordinary run-of-the-mill bannock mix, or we call it damper here in New Zealand. Like mouldy flatbread, same thing. So what I'm going to do is keep splitting some firewood. I'm splitting 8 9-inch logs with this tea tree, so it's hardwood. Tends to run all over the place. The grain, as you can tell, is just everywhere. But I've got plenty of it. So what I'm going to do today is just keep splitting firewood. I'm going to reserve some flat boards, some pieces to do a bow drill, or maybe a hand drill, or fire plow, or all three. Later on for the next 2 weeks, so I'll take that home with me, practice that skill. But I will post that on videos, pretty much. So I'll be doing that. Got some more firewood going, so that's good. I've got it's about a 5-inch log. It's about 4 inches wide. I'm going to whittle that down, so I'm going to have to whack it all down, carve it down. I'm going to use that as a hiking pole when I do eventually hike up. Plus I want to try a few tarp setups I've got in mind for myself, because I always carry the tarp anyway. Even though I've got the base camp here, I've always carried the tarp. That's just how I always bushcraft, even if I was staying somewhere, or even if I was using a bivvy. I'll always use a tarp. But anyway, yeah, just keep splitting firewood, and I'll tell you what, this cookeries are designed for it. Now this is a 10-inch cookery, and this cookery is just chewing through the wood. It just chews through it like butter. Probably because of its narrow design. It's narrower than a typical axe head, so it's just ploughing it through. I seem to caught it on a moss here, and it's running a different angle, so I'm going to try re-angle it, try go down, and yeah, just keep splitting firewood all day. I'll have a quick scope out of that trail. I'll tell you guys what it's like. So from that, not much. See you in a bit.